Oh, hello, David.
Ahoy cruisers, welcome to this video. It's so lovely to see you and a very Merry Christmas.
Yes, welcome to our home. We've got it looking very Christmassy indeed, but we've got some very, very juicy stuff to talk about, don't we, David?
We sure do, but first things first, we need a little treat. Do you want a mince pie?
Mince pies. Have you made some, David?
I've been slaving away all day and I made the journey to the supermarket to collect these mince pies.
Let's sit down, shall we?
Oh my gosh, I love Christmas. It's an excuse to eat all the delicious treats and drink as much as you like.
Cheers, David.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody. First of all, because this is Christmas Day, we just want to say a massive happy holidays to everybody, no matter where you are in the world or whatever you're celebrating. But we just want to say a huge thank you as well. We really do. Thank you for all of your support in 2022. It's been a fantastic year for us and we've had so much fun bringing our videos from all around the world to you guys. Without you, we wouldn't have a channel. We really wouldn't. So we just want to say a huge thank you, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We really appreciate you just watching, liking, sharing and getting in touch with us as well. We absolutely love it. So thank you very much. And while it's the end of the year, we've been thinking about what experiences we've had this year and taking stock of the amazing travels that we've had and some of the things that have surprised us. And the biggest surprise for us is what we're going to tell you about in this video.
Yeah, one travel agent that we worked with a few times refused point blank to book us on a cruise. But first of all, we want to say what we've got coming up next year because there's some things that we want to do and we want to bring to you. And honestly, we always listen to your comments whilst we can't reply to all of them just because there's so many of them. I mean, what an amazing problem to have. It's incredible that our channel's grown. I can't believe it. We've changed our channel over the last few years. We used to do very kind of clickbaity news and things like that, but now we just do vlogs and our adventures.
The biggest thing that we enjoy is when we get to meet everybody on cruises.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and if you say hi to us and we don't hear you the first time, just please come up to us again and say hello.
That has got to be my #1 highlight for the whole year, I think. We got to meet so many of you guys, which was so amazing. And the best thing ever is that you guys are just like super friendly.
And while we're doing thank yous as well, we'd like to say a big thank you to our patrons. I know we usually do it at the end of the videos, but I'd like to do it a little bit earlier this time because you guys are really amazing. Thank you very much for all your support this year. If you want to become a patron and you want to give us a little bit of extra support, you can find out more by clicking a link in the description section below. But whatever you do, just watching our videos, we do love it. Just watching, liking the video does help us a lot.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Not only if you're not a patron or you're a patron.
Absolutely.
In return, we give you lots of things like a live Zoom call every month where we have a lovely chat. We do things like Christmas cards, postcards. We give you extra behind the scenes footage and extra episodes. And most of all, you just really support us in creating the content because it isn't cheap. We put it all back into the channel, even our normal YouTube money, not just our Patreon money, to just book trips because we do like to go on as many as we can that are self-funded. Next year, we want to do even more. We want to go on some really fun trips, especially guided by you guys as well in the comments. So we always listen to your comments, as we said, and lots of you want us to go to Alaska, which we're going to try and get to do next year, aren't we? That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we get lots of messages asking, would we like to do X? Would we like to do Y? And absolutely. This year, one of the highlights has been doing a lot of firsts for us. So first time cruising from New York, first time on certain cruise lines.
West Coast cruising that we did for the first time. We've got an episode from the Norwegian Bliss coming up, and that's got our nephew in, Oscar, as well, because I know lots of you guys love to see Oscar in our family as well.
So that is the trend that we want to continue into next year, is to keep bringing you interesting content that you'll find helpful.
Definitely, and we're going to be doing another first in January. In fact, it's our next cruise. We're going to be doing celebrity cruises for the first ever time. I say the first ever time, we have been on celebrity ships before, but we haven't actually cruised with them. So we've got to experience some of the food and the ships and things, but we want to do another big announcement as well. We've got a huge announcement, guys, that we'll make in about 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're going to be launching a brand new channel.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Next month, we're going to be launching a brand new channel. It's still cruise. It's going to be called something like Cruise News and Tips. And that's all it's going to be. It's just going to be for news and tips because I know a lot of people miss those shows. So we're going to still be uploading every single Sunday on this channel. Nothing's going to change at all. We're just going to launch a brand new channel alongside it. So hope you get to join that as well.
Yeah, we got so much feedback from you, our lovely subscribers and viewers, saying that you wanted more tip videos, more advice about cruises and cruise lines and going on cruises.
We're about 6 weeks ahead as well with our content. We've got so much fun content to come for you. Next week, we're going to start with the Carnival Celebration Transatlantic series, and that's a really fun cruise. And then we've got the Norwegian Bliss cruise, and then we've got, we've got so much. We've got a Virgin Voyages cruise from Miami, which we did, and then we've got Sea Dream Yacht Club, which was the most amazing experience ever.
Right, so that brings us to the bulk of this video.
The meat.
The main topic of this video.
Talking about meat, David, got some mincemeat pies. I don't know if you guys get these around the world, but they are absolutely, sorry, I'm just delaying, guys. Mince pies. Oh, shall I have a little taste? They're good with a cup of tea. So it's like sweet mince. It's not mince as in meat, even though they used to be made with meat back in the day, but it's like a sweet...
Minced fruits.
Minced fruits. We're going to try. Ooh, well, hit me with a slate and call me Tim Allen in the Santa Claus, because that is blooming good. Ho, ho, amazing. Oh, you go on.
Okay, yeah. Talking about highlights of this year, big surprises and things coming up. One of our biggest highlights this year was trying Carnival cruises. And it was a little bit of a worry for us. And we want to tell you a little bit of a story about this, because I think it's nice to know our thinking behind why we go on cruise lines and what our experience is with booking them as well.
Yeah, so we used to use a travel agent in the US now and again, especially for Carnival Cruise Line, because they don't tend to sell much in the UK. So we used a big travel agency as well. We don't want to name them because we don't want to make them look bad or anything, because that's not the aim of this video. So basically, we sent an email over to this travel agency that we'd used a lot to book our first Carnival cruise on the Carnival Mardi Gras. And we were really shocked of what we heard back, weren't we?
Yeah, we already had ideas about what we thought Carnival was going to be like. And
Jesus Christ! That's Amazon. Oh my God, I nearly jumped out my skin. Oh my gosh, last minute Christmas present.
And the reply that we got was, we don't book Carnival cruises as I wouldn't even send my own family on them.
Yeah, so we were really surprised, and obviously this is a weird thing for a travel agent to say, because we haven't heard this any other time from anybody else, that people refuse to book certain companies, and surely Carnival can't be that bad, can it? Anyway, we went back and said, oh, well, that's a surprise, and we just booked it direct. We just went and booked it direct. Went on the cruise, and honestly, guys, we said it in the video, but super pleasantly surprised. Whilst it wasn't perfect by any means, very rarely cruises are, there's always something that isn't good or something that's a little bit not as good as usual. But we had a really good time, especially on the new ships, and I think this is where it comes to. I think Carnival, from what I see, are trying to change a little bit. We know that lots of the ships were very old. They had a very party atmosphere and a reputation for people drinking, getting drunk, having fights and things like that. And it's not wholly true. It really isn't. On their new ships, on their new Vista class ships like the Vista, the Panorama, the Mardi Gras, and now the Celebration, we had a really good time on Mardi Gras. We really did. And this led us to book the Carnival Celebration just a few weeks ago on the Transatlantic. Overall, we were super pleasantly surprised, and it felt a lot like Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, so we had a lot of misconceptions or ideas about what we thought Carnival was going to be like. We also had a lot of comments from you, our subscribers, on the Mardi Gras video and on the upcoming celebration when we were talking about that. So maybe we should just go through some of the things that people have said and some of the things we thought, and tell you exactly what their experience was compared to what people thought about. Does that make sense?
So a lot of people have been commenting on our videos, mostly positive comments, but as always, we get negative comments. And a lot of them are saying things like, oh my gosh, you would never get me on a Carnival ship in a million years, they're awful. And what's really funny is that most people have either just cruised with them years ago before the products changed, or they haven't cruised with them before, and are just really going with the stereotypes of cruising with Carnival. But we can tell you, having done 2 cruises now, spent over 3 weeks on Carnival ships, on the new ships, remember, we are just talking about the new ships, not the old ships. We haven't done that before. And we've seen some of them in port, and oh my gosh, they do not look in good condition. Some of them, they're very old and a very different crowd.
Well, so some of the things that we thought about and some of the comments we got is that Carnival is full of drunk people fighting.
No, we didn't see that once.
So yeah, we didn't experience that. We did hear there was a few scuffles on our cruise at certain points on our celebration cruise, but we actually didn't see any of that.
We've seen drunk people on lots of cruise lines before. We've seen it on Norwegian, P&O, we've seen it on Royal Caribbean, we've seen it on most cruise lines. But
I think anywhere where alcohol is involved in crowds, there's going to be some sort of situations at certain points, but we never experienced that. We actually found everyone really lovely and welcoming. Which brings us to the second misconception, was that Carnival is not for LGBT people and it is not a welcoming, inclusive cruise line.
Not true at all.
That is not true. We were actually pleasantly surprised with the amount of same-sex couples, gay couples.
So yeah, so you had a real diverse range of people, which was really nice to see. It was a very welcoming crowd and a very open crowd, which we were really surprised about. Most of the passengers on board were from the United States.
So another thing that we kept getting told about Carnival was that the food was terrible.
No.
We kind of have a 50-50 about this. We've already explained in the Mardi Gras what we thought about this, so go back and watch them videos.
In a nutshell, basically the fast food and the quick service dining, absolutely fantastic, better than most other cruise lines. The main dining room's a little bit rough around the edges. The service isn't just as good. The food's a bit meh, but honestly, we've done Royal Caribbean recently. We've done the Allure of the Seas, and it wasn't much different to that, really. It really wasn't. They're really catching up. And as I said, that fast food, like the barbecue at the back and Guy's Chicken, Shaq's Chicken and Guy's Burger. Oh my gosh, it is so blooming good.
Another thing is that Carnival is a cheap budget cruise line.
No, I wouldn't. Again, maybe with some of the cruises, all cruise lines have old ships on routes around the Caribbean. Norwegian do, Princess do, Royal Caribbean do, where they have cheaper cruises on older ships. And that's the same with Carnival. But if you're booking these new ships, they have cabins of all shapes and sizes, and they're just on par with other cruise lines like Norwegian and Royal Caribbean on their new ships.
I do think the onboard products the extra charges are not as much as Norwegian and Royal. So specialty dining, I know it's recently just gone up, but it's still not as expensive as the other cruise lines. So in that sense, it is a little bit more budget. It definitely does feel at certain points more budget on the ship. The service, there's not enough crew on board, but the newer ships are lovely. Yeah, really lovely. Very akin to something like Royal Caribbean and Norwegian. Fantastic. We really enjoy them. The entertainment on board, absolutely fantastic. The shows are really good in that central stage area, as well as the stage at the front in the theatre. Lots of entertainment. We have to say the two cruise directors we had, the Flying Scotsman on the first cruise on Mardi Gras, then Lee, the cruise director on the second one. Oh my gosh, some of the best cruise directors we have ever seen on any cruise line out of all of our cruises. Such fantastic crew members, and the Fun Squad, really good teams. I keep saying it, pleasantly surprised. That was our overall arching feeling. Anyway, guys, we've taken enough of your time. It's Christmas Day, so go and enjoy it. Get that turkey down you and that big Sunday lunch and have lots of drinks and be merry and have a lovely day, no matter what you're celebrating. If you're not celebrating Christmas and something else, well, happy holidays to you as well, guys. But thank you so much for a great 2022. We'll be back next week as usual. And here's to 2023, eh? Definitely. Until next time, happy cruising. Oh, should we put something a little bit more merry in this? Yeah, maybe some Baileys or something, maybe an Irish coffee.